guys, and welcome back to another video. This is As Told by Felicity, and I will be doing May 2017 paper 2, question number 5. Let's get straight into it. So the first question says, define the term line as an element of fashion design. Now, line gives direction to a design and breaks up large areas into smaller areas. They also create movement in a design by carrying the eye from one area to another. Roman numeral 2. State two methods used to sketch garments in fashion. Now, we could either use AutoCAD, which is computer aided designs, but if we do, then they would still be in this format. So we can use it manually with our hands to draw, or we can use computer aided designs. So the two methods that we have are the flat sketch or the fashion flat, and this is just the basic type of sketch that you would have. So you can imagine if you had a garment that you placed on a bed laying flat, the same design that you would be looking at or the same layout that you would be looking at, that is what we would consider as a flat sketch. And you have a fashion croquis, which is what you would draw the human figure, which is what you would draw the garments on. So those are the two methods that we can use to sketch garments in fashion. The next question says, briefly describe one method used to show depth in fashion sketching. Now, one method that we can use to show depth is shading, and shading can be used to create fabric texture or to accentuate a curve in the body. If you know any other ways or methods in which we can show depth, please feel free to comment them below. Question B. Suggest 4 suitable design features on a garment for a tall, thin young man, which could make his figure appear shorter visually. Now we want to pay attention to the fact that it says design features. So these are some of the features that would be on a particular design or on a garment, and it should be catered to a tall, thin young man. So we want to keep our responses geared more at those specifications. So some of the design features that we could use to make a tall, thin figure appear shorter are garments with vertical stripes, because they take the eyes across the body to give you an illusion that you are a bit wider and shorter. Now, the next one is wearing cuffed pants. When you cuff a garment, that tends to give you to shorten your length, so that would be another feature of the design that we can use for this particular person. Next, to wear crew necks instead of v-necks. V-necks tend to accentuate the neckline, making it appear longer. So with crew necks, which are usually looking like round necks, they tend to make the neckline appear a bit shorter. Next, we want to avoid overly slim or skinny fits, and this one is pretty self-explanatory. When you wear these type of garments, you tend to look more lean than you actually are, so we want to avoid those kind of fits. And lastly, wearing oversized jackets tend to give you a little bit more body, and they tend to shrink the size as well. Now, I have listed 5 design features, so you can choose any 4 of these, and you will earn yourself a total of 4 marks. Question C says, figure 3 shows the front and back of the basic bodice block. The bodice is 2 inches too short and the front neckline is 1 inch too high. Roman numeral I. Draw the necessary adjustment lines on the bodice block shown in figure 3. Now, you will notice these pencil markings here, which is where I have drawn the adjustment line. Now, adjustment lines are indicated by 2 lines that are perpendicular to the grain line. We're going to assume, since there's no direct grain line, that this is the fold line for the back and this is the fold line for the front. So the adjustment lines are usually perpendicular to those grain lines right there. And as I said, they are represented by two parallel lines. We want to put them in a location where it does not affect the width of the adjustment. So if you're going to adjust the bodice, then placing the adjustment lines here will not affect the side or the width of the measurement right here. If we had adjusted it here to make it longer, then it will affect the side right here. So this is why we put our adjustment line usually somewhere above the waistline right there, so it does not affect it. And for the neckline at the front, we would carry it down based on the 1 inch, and it would taper off to the point of the shoulder so that it doesn't offset the shoulder seam to match up back with the back. So these are the lines that we would use to represent the adjustment lines for this question. Question C, Roman numeral 2 says, briefly describe how each adjustment in C should be made. And I had just explained that. So we want to ensure that the adjustment line is perpendicular to the grain line or the fold line and placed where it will not affect the width of the finished garment. For the front, we lower the front of the neckline and taper off at the shoulder. Please let me know in the comments below if you have any alternatives to this particular response. Question 5D says, figure 4 shows the design of a scarf valance for a kitchen window. State any one measurement that is necessary to draft the pattern for the scarf valance shown in figure 4 and explain why this measurement is necessary. So one of the measurements that are necessary for this valance is the length of the scarf valance, and we would need to measure the width of the window plus the amount that the scarf is to extend onto the wall, as well as the distance that you want the scarf to drop down. So that's where you want it to hang on both the left and on the right sides, depending on the style that you are looking for. Now this will ensure that your desired look is achieved and you will eventually have a nice swag at the top of the window. So there we have it, guys. We have basically completed question number 5 for CSEC Textile Clothing and Fashion May 2017 past paper number 2. So if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to like, share and comment on this video if you found it helpful. See you guys in the next video.